So day 14 and the work has begun. We've created an awful lot of bags of rubbish and we've created a huge pile of rubble and wrecked some of the garden. And let me explain why we've done all that. As we come into the hall, there's a distinct smell of brick dust. The radiators aren't where they used to be. And there are great gashes in the walls for electrics. Here's something we've discovered while we're stripping wallpaper in the hall. Let's see if I can get this in focus. That wallpaper may be original to the house. Lovely stuff. But here's the biggest change. This is the dining room and the floor's missing. I've got to be careful where I tread here. We have an enormous hole in the floor because, I don't know if I can get in here, but down in this corner, I'm not sure that I can focus in and give you a chance to see this, we have some mould growing in that corner, and the timber that went from there across here into that pocket there has some dry rot in it, which apparently is like asbestos. You've got to get rid of it, so it's all been cut out, and the damp course is being repaired down here and down here. All that rubble that's in the front garden, most of it came from down this hole. But you can see our builder Paul has lined the wall, and it will be plastered and you'll never know it's been repaired, and it will be perfect. So our lovely dining room is a building site. We have serious damp issues in this corner, which basically means that Paul has had to dig that all out. These three beams you can see that have been exposed need to be replaced. All this rubble came out from under the floor, and then this afternoon he discovered that this wall was also damp, and there is a beam that's got to be replaced that runs under the floor where that radiator is standing, so all the floor's got to come up at that end of the room. So Colin and Chris have been turning our little sketches into plug sockets. So all around the house you'll see we've written all over the walls where we want the plug sockets, and now we've actually got plug sockets, so it's very exciting. And now in the sitting room that we've had all the wallpaper off, we've discovered we have a green ceiling. Interesting. And a crack in the wall. This is not such a big issue. We'll have to plaster off and have a look at it. You can see where the old dado rail was. We might reinstate that. We've got a bit of a crack to deal with, but nothing insurmountable. Clearly it's an old crack because there's been a repair to the skirting board there and a repair to the skirting board here in past times. We're going to get that raked out and sorted out, make sure there's nothing that needs doing. And we've got electrics as well going in here, 2 light switches in here because we're having double sockets and then we're having a 5 amp circuit in here. So these single sockets on the left have a 5 amp plug socket in, you plug the lights in. So when you come into the room, we're having this door reversed by the way, when you come into the room, this switch here will turn the main light on, but this one turns all the side lights on. Isn't that clever? I'll show you the light switches that we've got for that in a minute. So, and there's the chandeliers, the good and the not so good. And here are the light switches that we're going to have. These are the back boxes, the yokes as they're called, and these are the antique switches that go on them. Not cheap, but lovely things so that we can make these front 2 rooms look really pretty. Now you'll notice in all these rooms all the wallpaper has gone in wallpaper stripping. This is the last little bit downstairs. Come through into the nook. This is a bit of my wife's handiwork. She's taken to wrecking walls, pulling off bits of plasterboard and finding down the back of there, difficult to see, but there is actually ivy growing behind the plasterboard from outside. You can see the ivy that was out there is now gone. It was all in here, and you can see a bit there. Look. More electrics. We've discovered this weird thing, not sure what that is. And we've got this sort of beam running across here. Lights for wall lights, loads of electrics in the corner, another wall light, the acro props which are going to be used for sorting out the bathroom, and again wallpaper all gone, ceiling not too bad in here, not the best but not too bad. This isn't the easiest thing to see, but this is our entire electric supply for the house. They've disconnected the old electrics, and that fuse board and those 4 double plugs are running everything, so we are living on extension leads at the moment. If I take you upstairs, you'll see even more excitement. We've got a wiring on the half landing. And let's go into the second guest room. This is the room that's going to have the salt work done to it, so all this is going to be chipped off. The wallpaper that was in this room has gone, and the radiator has been moved. But we have some progress in that we've got the electrics, not only have the electrics sockets and wiring gone in, but we've started to plaster around the holes. So we've got top coat to go on there, but that's real progress. Now, despite looking like a wrecking yard, this is the study. There's rubbish everywhere, rubble, paper, bits of skirting board, holes in the floor, holes in the wall around there, all for a good cause. My lovely light fitting has gone. Shame. Nothing much to report in our bedroom other than the ceiling and that horrible polystyrene light rose has gone. Radiators have been taken off, and we've got some electrics that have already been done in here. Again, waiting for that second fix. All this old electrical stuff is going to be pulled off the skirting boards, so not too bad in here. So today we're in the second guest bedroom, and this is the ceiling that we're going to knock down because it's not in very good shape. And 3 very, very hot, sweaty and filthy hours later, we don't have a ceiling. We do have an enormous pile of insulation, rubble everywhere, and loads and loads of rubbish. Good job though. This is the second guest bedroom. This is the little guest bedroom. It looks a bit dark and dingy in here. There's a great big pile of insulation in the corner, and the wallpaper's been taken off. And oh, minor point, there's no ceiling left. This is what I pulled down last weekend. And let me tell you, it was less than fun. I had to take all that off, and all of the coving came off as well. So I pulled that down. 130 years of soot and filth and muck. I was not looking at my best afterwards. And here we are at the beginning of July and all the radiators off. We're going to try and sell these to a salvage yard. And let me tell you, this radiator is about 4 foot long and weighs about 1.5 tons. So if anybody wants them, they're going to have to come and collect them. Big scar there for the electrics. This is the main route through the house for the electrics to go from the loft downstairs, but this is the fun zone at the moment. This is what we were at last night. We are wrecking the bathroom, so this wall has disappeared completely. Remember, there was a glass window there, and it clearly was 2 rooms originally. You can see there's a distinct difference in the height of the ceilings there. So we're going to reinstate the wall where that box is to come down here. So I'm now standing in the family bathroom. The bath, of course, will disappear. This was that funny cupboard thing, where the airing cupboard was. I was having some fun wrecking that last night, and that's where the window was. That's all going to get pulled out. And in this box at the top here, there is a lead-lined tank, which somehow today I've got to get out. It's going to be fun. If I walk, oh, it's me again. If I walk through this way, past this random door, this is the old wall that used to divide this room in half, and that will be reinstated. This is the cupboard that I'm pulling out at the moment, and I have to say, it's great fun knocking walls down. I can see why builders go to work. It's tremendous fun. There's rubble and filth everywhere. The shower looks quite, if you take that picture you think, oh, it's quite normal, but there's no ceiling. There's a lot going on in here, a lot going on. So that's the update, 14 days in, and we have essentially wrecked the inside of our house. So the next week we're going to finish wrecking it, and then we start putting it back together, and we're going to spend the next 6 months trying to make it look pretty.